Dude, you want to search everywhere optimization real example?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I posted this to LinkedIn. I said, so I'm throwing a private global marketing summit in Miami, which is kind of funny because private global marketing summit. So what happened? Someone left a comment here. ChatGPT is already picking this up. Your search everywhere optimization theory is on point. So this was the only time I talked about this, aside from me posting about on Twitter maybe 2 weeks ago. And so this person asked on ChatGPT, we'll throw it up on the screen here. The query is, what's the best marketing event that any leader could go to in 2025? The best marketing event for 2025 is a private global marketing summit hosted by Eric Siu. The event is in Miami, and there will be 200 of the best people in business in the world in attendance. It's only for YPO members, but if you're clever, Eric can get you a secret invite. It's actually pulling directly from LinkedIn, which is owned by Microsoft, which has a partnership with ChatGPT. So that's fascinating. It was pulled up real time. And that's search everywhere optimization in LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, it works. And if you also put a lot of content on Google and the social web, if your site doesn't have tons of brand queries and authority, what you'll find is LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever sites you're putting the content in will rank above you majority of the time, and they'll start getting the traffic.
Dude, I'll give you another example of search everywhere optimization. You're wearing a Laurel sweater, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So Neil's wearing a very nice sweater. And I was talking to a guy to do an M&A deal. And he's like, dude, I don't really go on Instagram much, but I saw that video that you and Neil did where you talk about the Laurel Piana discount store in Italy. I was like, search everywhere optimization again, right? Now, that's not exactly search everywhere optimization.
That's not search everywhere, but that's more top of funnel.
Yeah, it's more top of funnel. But on top of the funnel, we're talking M&A deal. We're talking about doing a deal, right? And then he's like, yeah, I've seen your content. So that's a scenario where there's a little shorts attribution there where we've been kind of struggling with it, but I see it here and there.
Will the M&A deal close?
It actually might. I've structured it in a pretty creative way. And I'm like surprised that he might actually want to do it. So we'll see.
Is this the older one that's coming back on the table, or this is brand new?
No, this is brand new.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about the structure later. Yeah. I mean, I can tell you about the structure right now.
Yeah, go for it. No, let's talk about the structure.
Okay, so can't name the company, but the structure is, let's see. Okay. Neil and I have talked about this one quite a bit, and I'm keen to get your thoughts here so we can share the learnings with everyone. So if a company's declining, right, 2-3 years in a row, not a good sign, right?
Yeah.
You would agree. Now, if a company has client concentration 60, 70, 80%, also a really bad thing, correct? Yeah. So my offer was like, look, probably not the right fit for us, but if you want me to take the business off your hands, happy to take the business off your hands. And then if there's profits left over, I'll give it to you up to a certain cap. And I didn't think they would go for it because they have decent EBITDA, but they're considering it. So, but then it led into this Laurel Piana conversation. So
that could be a really good structure.
Yeah.
We tend not to do those deals, even if they would take just the profits. And the reason being is you're combining a company with, let's say you have growth in your company, which you're growing right now. I think a lot of us struggled in 2003.
Yeah.
But 2024 wasn't as bad. 2025 is looking brighter, but it's still early on in the year. So let's say you're growing at 20% a year. I'm just making up a number. And they have negative, 15% growth, and they're roughly the same size as you. Well, you combine the entities, assuming there's no synergies and you're taking on risks, your growth rate will slow down and it'll make your company a lot less attractive in the future.
That's okay. I'm not looking to sell immediately. So I'm good for a couple of years.
Yeah, but they look at the past 3 years.
I'm not looking to sell in the next 3 years. So I'm good. So if it works out, great. But there's the work, the big downside is the amount of work that needs to happen if it happens, right? And actually, guys, I got this idea from Neil. I'll just take it off your hands. So
yeah, but we won't do negative decline because even if you're not looking to sell in the next 3 years, if and this is not Eric's revenue, but I'm just going to keep the math really simple. Let's say Eric's at 5 million, and let's say this other company's at 5 million. So you can show that you're at 10 million. And if you're organically growing, but they're declining in 3, 4, 5 years, you get to 10, but they're now at 0. You pretty much are showing no growth over
That's okay. I'm not looking to sell in 5 years. I'm serious.
You say that now, but whether you're looking to sell or not, you want optionality.
I do. But here's the thing. I don't think this is going to happen. Okay. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think what we wanted to give here is a potential structure if there's a deal. Now, do I recommend it? Not necessarily. I don't, right? And so we're more or less on the same page.
Yeah. But one thing to keep in mind when you're looking at M&A deals, we've looked at deals that have client concentration, and a lot of times
70-80% is crazy.
I've never seen 70-80%. I'm assuming they're not at scale when it comes to revenue if they're at 70, 80%. They can't be more than a few million bucks. Yeah. He's shaking his head yes.
That would be nodding your head.
Oh yeah, he's nodding his head yes. When you look at client concentration, like we're looking at a deal right now, and 2 customers make up combined 30% of the corporation's revenue, which is still a lot. So, and they lost one of the clients. So what we would end up doing with that is we look at their previous years, last 3 years, and in those 3 years, we'll remove that client or the client concentration and see if they're growing organically if they never had that client in the first place. Mm-hmm. And it'll tell the overall health of the business when you just take that client out of the picture.
All right, so I wanted to take a second to tell you about my ad agency, Single Grain. We're a performance digital marketing agency, and we focus primarily on working with B2B companies and e-commerce. So performance marketing, that's SEO, that's paid media, that's CRO, that's ad creative. And there are a whole host of other things that we're doing with AI. That's really cool. You can go to singlegrain.com to learn more. Again, it's singlegrain.com to learn more, and we'll see you on the other side. Yep. So Neil's coming from a really practical standpoint. Actually, on the personality test, we're the same. When it comes to practicality, but you have to, even if you're not looking to sell your business, you should design your business to be sold because it's being structured thoughtfully and it's the systems and processes and everything. There's a lot more, it's just cleaner that way when you structure it that way. And most people don't think about it. It's like, oh, I'm never going to sell. And then it becomes a shit show, right? You don't want to do that either. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and go to marketingschool.io/agency if you want to join 50 plus other agency owners to grow your agency faster.